Welcome. It's Finnabair with Prima Marketing. We are here in my home studio in East Galway, and we are going to do a live show covering the new products from Winter 2019 release. And we are going to look at new mechanicals. We are going to look at liquid acrylics, which are very exciting paints, and we are going to look at tissue papers. I'm going to give you some idea how you can use these products, what are the basic techniques, and of course, I would like to show you my super fresh mechanicals as a start. I'm just going to give you a small look at what we've got on the table. You can see I'm ready. I've got some examples and some samples. If you'd like to see the demo I was doing in Frankfurt, if you will scroll down on my Facebook page, you will find this one as well. So you can see how it was in real life. Now it's going to be a little bit slower pace and a little bit more organized because there's not much pressure now on me at the moment. And it's great to see you again. You can't really compare this energy with anything else. I just love talking to people. Okay, guys, let me switch. Okay, we did. So here's a look at my table. I've got some tea, I've got some paints ready, I've got mechanicals, and I've got my tissue papers. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about mechanicals first. So I'm trying to put my phone into the right position so we can see the best. I've got some of them unpacked here, so it's going to be easier to have a look. I'm not going to show you techniques using mechanicals because, you can use them for basically anything, but I would want you to see the new designs, new packages, and that's why I've got them here. We're going to start with them because I literally put my hands on them during the Frankfurt show for the first time, and it is super exciting. So I was working on the release and I heard your suggestions that you really like the rusty finish, and I really was listening to the suggestions about the leaves. We've got two sets of leaves now. One is called Woodland Leaves and it has 8 pieces inside. And just to show you the examples of the leaves you can find in it, this is going to be beautiful rusty set of leaves from probably, like, let's say, birch. I am not good in the names of trees in English. I can tell you what they are in Polish, but it's not going to help many of us, I believe. So there will be this. And then the second style will be the oak leaf. So they are going to be different sizes, and all of them, they have really nice rusty finish. So you can imagine them on those beautiful tags or the a little bit more grungy masculine cards. Of course, all of them, they're going to be easy to repaint. So you've got variations of the sizes here in the package. So these are the Woodland Leaves, all of them in rusty finish. Second set, and again, I was really trying to make more of the leaves for you. These are called Woodland Ferns, and I was really inspired by the shape of ferns of different kinds. And again, just to show you how they look in real life, probably it will be easier to see here because over the text. Yeah, so you can see they are not small. If you see the biggest pieces, they're quite nice big elements for the bigger projects. And then if you look at the other sizes, we've got the double fern, and finally there's a small fern like this, all of them in rusty finish. So again, it's 8 pieces in the packaging in the Woodland Ferns and the Woodland Leaves. I was trying to cover different styles. I have to tell you, I'm super excited about these because I was missing leaves in my mechanicals and they are just great set. So we also changed the packaging. I hope you like this steampunk style more than the previous ones. I really like the finish. There are little details that I really adore, like the cogs and gears around, and the color is really cool as well. So mechanicals come in this set of leaves. So this is the first one. Then we've got something you should be excited about because you liked butterflies so much. We've got scrapyard butterflies, and these are really beautiful ones in patina and rusty finish. They come in 2 different sizes, and they're nice bendable metal, so they will be easy to add to any project, and they are in nice matte finish. Again, easy to repaint, and you can put the smaller ones, look at this, it's almost like a real one. You can put the smaller ones on the cards, on the tags. The bigger ones will sit nicely on the layouts or on any kind of collage projects. Of course, you can put them together. They have really pretty finish and detail. And as I said, 2 colors. It's going to be patina and rust. So they are great for putting together with your leaves as well, because of course your butterfly needs to sit on something, right? Makes sense. Especially if you put some pretty Prima flower together with that as well. Just thinking, okay? So we've got the set of the scrapyard butterflies, and then going into the scrapyard topic, there's beautiful set of mechanical machine parts. Again, patina and rust finish in one package. So I was mixing the best of both in one set. So again, 9 pieces. Some of them are really large and some of them are tiny. So I've got some of them here to show you. Okay, so these will be the smaller ones. You can compare the size to my hand easily, I think. This is one of the bigger ones, right? And the biggest of them all will be this one. And finally, oh, let's hope it's here. Yes, the biggest sprocket is this size. And there will be also smaller bits, but that will give you the idea of the sizes which you will find in this package. So it's 9, and all of them are really nice, heavy metal. So you can use them for jewelry, you can use them for home decor. They're going to be great accent pieces, especially if you're going to use your molds as well. So you will have this thicker, bigger elements coming from the molds, and then these elements will be perfect accents on the top. You don't even have to paint them. I love the way they are finished. I'm really happy with this finish. They did a great job, and I'm sure you can see them somewhere on your projects already, because I have so many ideas. So that is the set which is called machine parts. Sorry for this, as I told you, I only got them now, so this was like a sticker here. But machine parts, this is one of the new sets. And the second one, it's called rustic knobs. And it is surely inspired by different kind of knobs and tap openers that you can find. And again, to show you the sizes, you've got the biggest one like this, and then we go through smaller ones, smaller pieces. I'm just trying to find the right examples for you. Oops, sorry for this. Oh. Okay, so again, rusty and patina finish, and they are again full nice metal, not too heavy, but you can feel this is totally different to those butterflies. That butterflies are very delicate and you can bend them. This is full metal, so they are not going to change the shape for you. You would have to break them with something, or you'd have to cut them with the wire cutter. So that would be the set of rustic knobs. And then to finish the topic of the mechanical parts, I made 30 hardware accents. So they are cousins of our previous releases. If you like them, the hardware parts, and you like the knobs, here's a great mix. What I like about it, the packages are smaller. This is one of the things I'm really excited about. We were able to downsize and reduce the plastic, which I love. I think it's very important that we are trying to do that. It's easier to, produce less waste when you only have that part as a plastic. And what is great, you can totally use it as a shaker box as well. Okay, so if you are in the search of the good shaker boxes, these will work. And you know, it's important now, we really talk a lot about the environment issues. This is paper, and then plastic is much less. So I'm so happy about that. We were able to reduce that a little bit in so many different designs. So here we've got accents. I will try to show them closer, which will be like a little knobs. And they will be like little bolt heads as well. And super cute screw heads. And they come in different finishes, you can see. They come in antique silver, copper, and antique gold. So that is the set you're going to find in the accents. So you've got 30 pieces, like 3 styles, all of them in the small package. So this is really nice thing that you can add on the top of your bigger element to finish if you're gluing elements down. And of course, if you like, you can paint them all using my acrylic paints or gessos. They work beautifully with the rust paste, but they already have rusty finishes and patina finishes, so you don't really have to alter them. You can use them as they are. So if you're going for the quick card or a smaller project and you really want this real metal look, they are perfect for you. So we are done with the bigger pieces. Now let me show you a new thing, the labels. I had labels before, but now I made them in different styles, and again in the patina finish and antique copper finish. It's almost like rusty, but it's not exactly. So this is a set of really nice labels, and if you are into planners and maybe into travelers notebooks and journals, these can be put on your elastic around, so you can decorate your elastic if you like. And I was trying to give you really the sentences that I like to see myself. So something encouraging: dream without fear, perfection is overrated, of course, and take your time, look for the magic. And to show you them in real life, again, this is nice full metal piece with this antique finish. Okay, it's nice. Again, I'm trying to show you. It's nice with the detail on both sides, and of course you can brass to attach them. You can put elastic if you like, as I said. You can think about many uses. They're great for titles for your projects. We never have enough of the labels, I think. So this is a really cool label with this copper finish. This is called rusty labels. It's a rusty copper. And then the second set is called antique labels with the patina finish. They've got sentences like be in the moment, your story matters, art is the answer, and find yourself. And just to show you again the finish in real life, that's how they look like. So I don't have samples with them yet because I only got them now, but you can I'm sure imagine putting them on almost anything, and the finish is just beautiful. Oops, sorry. So that will be the first set. And then I made the labels which are inspired by like really old plates that you can see somewhere as signs on the you know, even on the old shops or on the denim trousers sometimes. So there will be an old plates, 2 sets of them, rectangle and more fantasy shape. And again, these are the quotes that I would like to see myself. So whatever you are, be a good one, be true to yourself always, less perfection, more authenticity, and here, create what you need, you are enough, it's never too late, start now, be with those who help you being. So these are all the text, all encouraging words that I would also put into my Art Daily collection, because this is all about giving each other support and giving each other a hand. So I opened one of these for you as well, so you can see how nice thick it is. So it may be used for jewelry without any problem. It may be used for heavy mixed media collage. It may be used for assemblage pieces. These are like statement labels that you can put on basically anything. Even attaching that to the book cover with some nice brads or even the accents glued down, it's going to make really great composition, because they are nicely finished and they are quite big. So these ones are coming in stock now. So in different shops you can find them now, and think in United States they should be hitting the shelves at this very moment. And when it comes to Europe, we are just getting the shipping, so I'm sure this weekend, next week, you're going to see the collection of mechanicals as well. And I hope you like them. My design team members, they are going to get them any moment now, because I'm going to ship them as soon as I will get the bigger shipment myself. So let's hope next week. So they will be working for you to show you the mechanicals. And I hope they are something that is your cup of tea, because we always need some fresh, new, unique metal pieces. And I was really trying to make them as unique as possible. I was inspired by real objects. I was finding the designs and drawing them as well. So, well, I was doing my best, honestly. And if you're looking for them, Sharon is giving you some ideas where you can find the shops. I also made like 4 files in Finnabair and Friends Open Studio group when we are adding the names of the shops, so you can look for the product in your continent, which is hopefully going to be good solution. Wow, okay, so these were the mechanicals. The second product is something totally new for me. I've never had these before, and I hope you will like them. And these are the tissue papers. And tissue papers are released in 5 different styles, and I will show you all of them, and I will show you how you can apply them, of course. And just to show you the packaging as well, it's very flat and lightweight, which is good, because for the shipping that's perfect. And great news is you get 6 sheets in one package, which means you can really cover the whole piece of furniture with that if you want to, because these ones are quite big. And some of the designs, they correspond with the Art Daily collection. So you may see some similarities. I was trying to make them to work together, and as maybe some of you could see, I used this kind of paper to decorate my Art Daily journal. I removed most of the content now, but this is exactly what I used to create this cover, one of the tissue papers, and it's very simple to use it. So, you know, that is kind of the idea. So what is tissue paper? Tissue paper is very thin, lightweight paper that you can stick easy to almost anything, and it's semi-transparent. So I'm trying to give you the impression how big it is. This is the design, which is called Flutter, and they are different sizes of butterflies on it. I'm sure remember these, because these were designs of the stamps I released in the past, and they are some beautiful flower details on the edges, which you can use for your project as well. Okay, and what is great with tissue paper, you just need something liquid and sticky, such as, for example, soft gel or any other liquid gel medium, or even decoupage glue, and you can easily apply them to your surface. So this was Flutter, and just to give you the idea how this one may look, I started the background here. You can see I used my tissue paper on one of the sides, and now I can add composition to this project here. Oh, I think it's upside down. Well, sorry. Yeah, that was the plan. More like it. Haha. Yeah, so this is like half done, but you can see it's super lovely way to create the background for your project, right? And then this is like a huge piece of postcard that is adding like handwritten text, and because the paper is so thin, when you layer it, you can't really see the edges of it. So this is great. So that's the flutter. Then the second one, the one that you could see partly on my sample, this is carte postale, and I can't speak French, but this text comes from stamp and this design of the postcard that I used to create it. And there will be images of the vintage ladies, there will be some beautiful backs of the cards, and then this very big beautiful design of the stunning vintage lady. So this, just to give you idea what you can do with her, except of course putting her as a piece of furniture, right? I just put her directly on the canvas. That is just stretched canvas, and I glued her and some other layers. You can see I was adding the butterflies as well, added some stenciling. If you need some quick home decor, you can go with that easily. So that is just one of the ideas how you can use the tissue paper. This is with the matte finish, because I was using soft matte gel and clear gesso, but you know, goes very quickly. So this is this, sorry. This is carte postale, very romantic, very vintage, and also a bit colorful, because this is the kind of vintage I like. Third design, it's like this beautiful green, a bit patina color with music notes. So each sheet is approximately 50 by 70 centimeters. So it is large paper and it's very thin. So you can see there are music notes, some stamps, beautiful old stamp designs. This is perfect background for your collage or any other mixed media. And the color is just perfect. This is patina green. So, you know, you can, I'm sure, see it in your journal or wherever. This is the one I was talking about when I was showing you the book cover. I've got example. Yeah, this project has the green patina tissue paper in the background. You can still see it somewhere on the edges of it. So if you will use it as a first step, you will have nice surface to create your layers on the top. And if something is covered, well, the good news is this paper is quite cheap and you get 6 sheets in the package, so you can experiment and play as much as you like. Here we've got the solar. Solar is this huge sheet which is inspired by moon and sun and all these beautiful encyclopedias, drawings that you can find in the old books. And I added this moon face that you can also find in the mold designs to it. So this moon face is a great accent. If you need something that is adding character, I can only highly recommend. Okay. And there are some great samples showing this already. That's right. So even here, this is the sample I was doing during the show when I was doing the demo in Frankfurt. You can see the face of the moon, and this is very, very easy to apply it. So that was the paper I used in the background here. Okay, and the last one is very special. This is one which is called moda. Moda, which is in fact Polish word, it means fashion. But if you look at the design, this is all about magazines for women and adverts, and these are all taken from original Polish newspapers from the 30s and the 40s, and these are all full of these stunning fashion designs these sketches of the women wearing super stylish clothes, and then we've got advertisements. We've got some cool text here as well, so you can use it as a printed background. And these ones, really, I love the advert here. This is advert of the soap with the beautiful bird, and this lady is just stunning. All text here is in Polish, and I can assure you it is all about fashion, about everyday problems, and whatever you would like to find in the magazine. This magazine was called Przyjaciółka, which is friend or best friend, and it was on the market in Poland for so many years. So these are original ones taken from the 30s and 40s, and I really wanted to create something with this vintage twist and a little bit more feminine as well. And I hope you like this design. So maybe I will show you now how you can apply this paper. It's very simple, and the only thing is you have to have some liquid adhesive. It is just something that should be easy to spread with a brush. So I would recommend liquid gel mediums or decoupage glue. If you have your decoupage glue, it's going to work very nicely, because in fact tissue papers are very close cousins to rice paper, which was used widely in decoupage as well, but they are much more transparent and more delicate. The rice paper is thicker, and you can see the fiber, you know, the pieces of paper. And here you can't see anything. It is very, very smooth. And I'm just taking a small canvas, and I will take one of the designs. Let's maybe play with this with model ones. First, we need to find the part that is going to be our background, and I'm going to use this one with the text. I think it's going to be a very good start. You can, of course, cut it if you want before. Maybe I will. And then stick it in the place you would like to have it. And then you can add more layers to it easily. I told you it's semi-transparent, so you can put one layer on the top of another. So I'm cutting the paper. And my first layer will be just the text. Okay, here. It's not big enough, but I don't worry, I'm going to fill that with another part of text. I just wanted to save the pretty advert. Okay, ready? So, first you put... my brush is very old. I'm putting quite generous amount of the soft gel. I'm using the soft gloss gel now. This is one of the products. You can totally use the soft matte gel as well. And you have to remember one thing, this paper is very delicate, and once it is wet, it's going to rip apart easily. So it's very important, once you replace it, don't move it. Which means, deep breath. Okay. And now, instead of, pulling that, I'm just going to tap it. I'm trying to be as delicate as I can. And now I can even try to... I have to wait a little bit to cut it off. Oh, come on. No, that's easier this way. If it's wet, it's kind of easy to pull the edge and rip it. Now, we've got the first layer ready. Of course, you can seal it right away using the same soft gel, but if you have some imperfections, before you are going to do anything, you can now start adding more layers to it. So let's say I'm going to layer this on the top here, and I would like to add some nice details. So let's maybe take these ladies and let's put them on the top of our text. they will be really nice here. And you can see it's going to be almost like semi-transparent. So again, we apply the gel and we put next layer on the top. You can see how they are nicely blending, one on top of another. Now, if you want more detail, of course, you can easily cut it smaller. But don't throw away the leftovers. You never know. There may be some spaces that you like to make darker, for example. And then you can layer more. And now I'm going to seal it on the top. Yes, of course you can wrap it around the sides, but I'm too lazy to do it, and I never do it. I usually distress the sides, or I ink them. Okay, now one more trick. If you would like to make this a little bit softer, this transition, you can now rub it with your finger, see? And you can remove parts of that, even going to the background if you are going too far. Just be careful, because I'm not. Now, using the leftover papers, we can always fill the gaps. It's like the most traditional collage technique. It's basically layering papers, one on the top of another, to create cool backgrounds. And once it is done, once you're happy with the result, you can easily just seal it and dry it with the heat gun, and you've got your surface ready to work on. If you're concerned that the gel is going to be slippery, because it's going to happen, you can just put a coat of clear gesso on the top. It's going to turn the surface matte, and you can use your crayons or whatever you like easily. So let me now just seal it all together. The most important thing is, if you are layering many layers, it's good to dry your project from time to time. So you will put one layer of paper, let's say 2 maximum, dry it with the heat gun, check the results, and then put another one and another one and another one. This is just simply safer, because if you're putting wet on wet all the time, some of the layers may just simply start to rip. You can really see this is super thin, and it is so, easy to use it for almost anything. Yeah. So it's really perfect if you're planning to add inks to it, if you like stamping. It is one of the great backgrounds for your collage and for your pages as well. Just to show you an example of something bigger. That was the big collage lady with the layers. And I used gesso and I used some paints here. I was experimenting with different kind of the stenciling. So you can play. And I'm going to leave it here for now. I will dry it because I will show you something with the paints on the top as well. So the ladies are going to wait a tiny bit. In the meantime, I'm going to show you the paints. Yes, they do have the waxy finish to them, but it's not like the typical wax paper. It's much thinner. If you can see, it's a little bit glossy. That's why if you're planning to put crayons or if you're using your pencils on the top, I would put clear gesso first. Anyway, most of the glues are resistant, so no matter which kind of glue or gel medium you're going to use, very likely the cover on the top is going to be resisting, it's going to be glossy. So it's a very good idea to combine these techniques with the gluing paper and clear gesso at the same time. So it's going to be very easy for you to put new layers on the top. Now is the most exciting thing ever, my new paints, and I can't wait to tell you everything about them because they are super special. I've used these paints to create this sample I was showing you, the one which I made for Art Daily. So all that was painted with the shades of blue coming from my new paints. But I think the most important, there will be questions. What is the difference between the liquid acrylics and, for example, other acrylics or impasto paints? And I'm here to tell you everything. Okay, are you ready? So here they are. First of all, I will show you the colors, because this is one of the important things to know what they really are. And you're going to see how they work and what are the basic techniques and what is this bottle really, because some people are wondering what is liquid medium for. I'm here to help, so believe me, they're just super exciting. The most important information for you when you look at the liquid acrylics, it is they're really concentrated paint. And they are liquid, which means they are going to be almost like watered pigments, but they still are acrylic paints, which means they're permanent after drying. And that is going to give us a lot of possibilities. First of all, they are really concentrated. That means the colors may be diluted, and that's why we've got this liquid color fluid medium 4, to dilute the colors, to make them lighter without changing the properties of the paints, because they are of course reacting with water, but it's going to be a different look when you add the fluid medium, and there's going to be a different one when you're going to use water. So first of all, the colors. They are transparent paints. So if you, I'm just going to show you, if you're going to use them on the black color, they will be almost invisible. First of all, the paint. I will show you example with the yellow. I'm putting just a bit here, and they seem to be almost like a drop of the strange dark color. But if you take them just straight away from the palette, they're going to be quite thick. But this is really beautiful yellow with the shiny finish. If you put the same color here, you can see they're not covering at all. Okay, I hope that makes sense, because if you take the same yellow in my impasto or any other color that would be traditional covering acrylic paint, the result will be very different. This is the red impasto, and let's compare it to red with a carmine red from my liquid acrylics. So again, taking a drop, and you really don't need more, it's just a drop, and taking a bit of the red impasto. Okay, you can see how dark it is. It's because it's so concentrated, and you can see how thick it is. It's because it is for textures. So I'm taking the same brush, cleaning that a little bit in water, and showing you now the first red. This is the one that we have straight from the bottle. It's very strong, but it's still transparent. You can see the text through it. So if you're planning layering, and I really mean techniques, for example, with tissue papers, this is perfect for making washes of color. So this would be our liquid acrylic, and let's compare it to impasto. Impasto is completely opaque and covering paint, right? So this one is going to be almost like colorful, thick modeling paste or gesso, very highly pigmented, while this one is almost like ink. It is something that you can drop, splatter, wash, you can water it down. It's going to be something that is easy to use in your journal if you want to see the background layers of your project, okay? Of course, you can see the difference in the texture. One is completely liquid, the second one is thick, and it's going to dry with the texture if you want to use that. The gel plate should work really well because they are they're translucent paints, so you can print with them, and I'm sure a bit of paint will go very long way. So now, to show you the colors, before I will show you the basic techniques with the paints. Let's make it in some kind of order, okay? I will have the page here as well so you can see. This is white, and this white is semi-transparent white, so you don't really see that much of it. Then yellow, I was showing you already. Yellow is called true yellow. It looks green, but as you can see, it's just very, very strong yellow color. Then there is tiger orange, absolutely amazing shade, which will be perfect for those of you who like the rusty finish. Alright, so I probably need more on my finger. Okay. Then let's try again our red. This is called carmine. Carmine is more on the orange side of red, but if you would like to get your red into the pinks, you just add a bit of magenta and you have it. Right? So you can see the color. Next one will be magenta, which is strong pink. I'm just making more space. I only have one set of the paints so far, so I have to apologize, but this is how they are right now. A little bit dirty. So this is like this fuchsia pink color. Okay. And as you can see, they dry almost like the nail polish, which means they are glossy. They dry with the glossy finish. Now I'm showing you the purples. And purples are very potent, very strong. And that will be great color to show you how the liquid medium works. Okay. This is purple. And let's go into violet, which is cold purple. I will probably need to clean my finger like for 3 days now. It's like this library ink in purple color. Ah, I don't have enough. Sorry. So you can compare purple and purple. One is more into red, the second one is very, very into blue, very cold. Okay, and then we will go to shades of blue. And blue is coming in called ultramarine. And if I say it in a funny way, you have to blame my English teacher. Yeah. So this would be the shade of blue. And as you can see, again, it's transparent. All of them are transparent. Of course, the lighter colors seem to be a little bit more transparent than the dark ones, but that's why we've got the liquid medium. This is going to give you more of the color options. So this is deep turquoise. And of course, we could not forget about turquoise color, because this is something like, it's a must-have. You have to have that. Yeah, printed pages. This is paint for layering. And I will show you how it works and why it is important to remember about the transparency of the paints, because you will just save yourself a bit of work and you're going to be amazed what you can do with these. Now we're going with greens. This is emerald. Absolutely beautiful shade of green. Then there is avocado green. I was trying to describe it the best I could. Avocado, you know, green, but not so clean green. Yeah, my finger is getting dirty as well. So avocado versus emerald. And then we've got two shades of brown, and these are really important colors because they give you this beautiful antique effect. Amber is more on the green side of the brown. It's more dirty, earthy. I need a bit more. So this is amber. Okay. Yes, they're quite quick drying. They are going, you can see on my finger, they're dry already. And if you want to work longer with them, you just need to add some of the liquid medium. This is one of the solutions. And now burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is warm brown, and this is one of my favorite colors because this is great color to get this vintage brown, almost like tea stain. So if you are into permanent tea stain, this is your color to play with. Okay. Burnt sienna. And finally, the last one, the black. Of course, there has to be black, but this black is transparent black. So it will be great for adding all the shades without covering too much. Okay, so I just hope you can see it. Okay, this is the color palette, guys. And one important thing is these are acrylic paints, which means after drying they're going to turn completely permanent. And there are some advantages of that, of course. First is you can layer, dry and layer another color. And here's important information. It's important how you layer. I told you about the black and the white background. So let's take some colors which are lighter and darker and let's see what happens, okay? It's the easiest way to explain how the whole concept works. Let's say we are starting with the light color. Okay, we are taking some yellow and we're making a wash on our project, something that is going to be quite exciting. We are, for example, creating our collage background. Right, and we are using the paint, painting nicely. And then, of course, we are drying it. We can put another coat on the top very easily if we want, as soon as the first one is dry. Okay. There was a question about the smell. Honestly, they have almost, they are almost odorless. I will just put it under my nose now. Very slight trace of smell of acrylic paint. And let's take some purple now. Okay, the same brush. Just taking the paper towel. I'm taking my purple and I'm putting that over. And you can see, because this color is transparent, you can see the bottom layer through it. So you can not only mix the paints on your palette to create shades, but you can intentionally put layer of the color on the other color, which means in some places of your project, you can just add another wash to change it and you'll still see the bottom color through it. I hope you can see it. Okay. But there are some things which are important. You can't go the opposite direction, which means it will be very hard to get something visible on the top of the back or the dark surface. Look, it's purple on the black. You see what I mean? Let's take the yellow. Yellow on the black. These are not going to work that way, okay? You have to put them on the lighter surface, and if you're layering, the rule will be start with lighter colors and go into the darker ones. Make sense? Okay, so that will be one of the things. The second, this is almost dry now. You can see here it wasn't, but it's almost dry. So as long as it's dry, you can layer more and more and more. Second thing is, once you have them on your table, you've got a lot of other tools as well. It's just, they are very versatile. So first of all, you can use them to create layers, as you could see. And now we've got these ladies, so we can play maybe with some techniques on the top. Oops, sorry. Things are sticking here. But some of these colors are very, very dark. So I told you, you may use your liquid color medium to change the color for you. Let's, for example, experiment with the blue acrylic. If the color is too dark, let's take it straight from the packaging, okay? It's so rich. It's super rich blue. You can, of course, spray water on it, or you can just, try to play with the layers and water it down right away, like with the watercolor, but your working time is not very long. It's a great thing to do, for example, on the top of the collage when you're playing with your water sprayers. But you can do other thing. If the color is too dark for you, you can just add the liquid medium. So let's say we are taking the brush and you would like to create light blue and you only have ultramarine, because there are not so many colors here, right? There's no worry. You take a squirt of the liquid medium, which is basically transparent base, and you add a drop of your blue. And the color is going to get much more transparent, translucent. Okay? It's getting lighter, right? Comparing to the original one. First of all, they're going to flow better if you're adding it, but secondly, they're going to give you lighter tones easily, which means this is not just watering them down. It's the same acrylic paint, but it's in lighter tone. So you can create endless possibilities just using this set of colors. If you're going to mix your favorite colors, they are going to be the same acrylic paints as long as you've got the liquid medium, which is basically the paint base. They are so concentrated, you can get tons of colors from one bottle. So if we're going to dilute it even more, the color will get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. It's just a matter of decisions how far you want to go, right? So this is just great for layering on the top of some other projects. So I could just easily now add the acrylic paints here and create some cool layers. You can do it by adding the paint with the brush. For example, let's do some of the purple, or you can add water and make some cool drips. Okay, I'm adding the purple here, but this purple is very dark, so I'm going to also add the liquid. So they are almost like inks. So you can see how much of the paint you really have here. Let's say I'm just painting over now. You can see transparency over the background. You can easily create nice wash, selective painting, and you still see the print, right? You can now also play with water, and you can do some drips, because after drying, this is going to be a permanent finish. So they will be perfect for any kind of splattering, and then quickly drying with the heat gun. You've got the perfect surface to work on. Well, as long as they are wet, you can remove them. So it's not really ruined yet because the face of the lady is dirty. We are just going to find a piece of paper, and hopefully it's not, well, it's not going to be too late. Look. Okay, but don't wait too long, because if it's going to be dry, this will stay permanent. I will show you that on the example I've got here. You can see the drips? These are permanent already. So that means I'm now dripping the paper towel in the water. When I'm rubbing, these are not coming off at all. I didn't seal the project with anything. it is just acrylic paint, and then I was using some waxes, but I only put them where the colors are. These are the drips as they are. So this paint is permanent completely. Make sense? So this drip I made here, if I would dry it now, it will also be completely permanent. Of course, as long, oh yeah, it was not dry. As long as they are still wet, you can play. That's one of the ways of applying them. You can just water them down, and this is how I made this effect here as well. First of all, we've got the applying with a brush, we've got dripping, but we can also turn them into sprays. Okay, this is the spray I used to make this project. But it's just because I'm lazy and I wanted to experiment. I've got the spray which is just flat color, and if I want I can add shimmer to it using one of the mica powders, but you can see how saturated it is. Let me show you this way of applying it, okay? Let's say we've got a bottle, this Prima bottle, and we want to create purple spray. So I take a bit of purple paint and I'm putting a few drops in, and then I need to see how dark it is, if I need more or not. So far, none of the bottles clogged because it's liquid paint and it doesn't have that much of the binder in it. So it's really cool to see how these work. Of course, you can mix different colors to create a custom mix. Let's add some red to it to change it. Okay. But what is great, they're going to be permanent after drying as well. So you have a chance to create your own permanent sprays very easily. You can see how easy they mix. Let's see what happened now. I have no idea. Wow, that's pretty. So what happens when it is dry? Let's spray this piece of paper and dry it with the heat gun just to check. It's lovely color. Oh, wow. Now, this is dry. So I'm taking clean water and spraying again to see if they are able to get activated. No. I will rub off the paper. Yeah. Yeah. After spraying, they're completely permanent. And you can make so many custom mixes this way. It's just, perfect way. If you need a spray or you want to apply your acrylic paint, you can do it also this way with the liquid acrylics. Not all of the acrylic paints you can apply this way. I would not recommend that experiment with impasto because they contain so much of the binder they're going to kill your bottle instantly. Okay, so this is one of the things which is important. They are lovely for water reacting techniques. What is the other option of using it? I made a sample to show you. You can work on the different elements as long as they are light. There will be no problem. And I have a sample of this lady here. It's plaster or resin, matte resin. I will just show you what happens if you apply paint directly and you dry it. You can get lovely effects in combination with paint and water. So I remember I was doing this demo in Frankfurt and I picked some browns, and I'm now taking the amber color, and I would take also this beautiful burnt sienna, and I'm just going to apply it on this with the wet brush. I'm just mixing them together to get this antiquing brown. I can dry it right as it is, or I can put more layers, but I can also spray it off, and then it's going to be very delicate antiquing look. You can see what is happening. It's just giving it a delicate finish. Delicate finish. Of course, the more layers we are going to put, the more experiments we are going to make with the color, the darker it's going to get. But just look how beautifully they go into details of the mold. This is one of the ladies from my molds. They're all inspired by Art Nouveau style, so they are very flowery and girly. Okay, so that would be the example what you can do on the top of the white surface, right? This was a semi-slippery, and this is going to dry. As you can see it's going to be permanent finish, which means here, before I'm going to paint anything, I have to take care of the darker parts first. I glued my mold made elements onto the mini canvas and I added my mechanicals, and I'm just going to simply put some gesso or some white paint on the embellishments. I'm just showing you how you can create looks similar to this one using the acrylics, just to give you the idea how versatile they are. And they are almost like concentrated pigment, something which would be like ink, but a little bit more similar to the paint. They may be similar to acrylic inks if you're using these. And if you needed more flow, remember about fluid color medium. This is your best friend. Don't forget to buy one if you're buying the paints, because you will be so happy about the opportunities. I'm just going to use a bit of the white paint over the elements, and then we will see what happens once I apply my paints on the top, okay? So I'm just quickly dabbing that on the embellishments, so they are going to be possible to paint. I just hope I'm answering all your questions, because I know there were many questions about liquid acrylics and why you need them. And they are so versatile, I just can't even think what else I should tell you, because there are so many ways of using them. But if there are any questions, please try to write them down so I can answer. I'm trying to look at the screen. Oh yeah, that's true. Sharon has announcement for you. There is a set to give away. The set of paints, which is sponsored by Prima, is going to be a giveaway prize for you. Who is excited? Because I am. Okay, almost done. I'm just drying. So let's just try to apply some colors. I'm going to start with the purple, because, you know, these are the colors of the night, and I'm just applying them carelessly on my project and watering them down right away. See what happens, how lovely it is. Let's pick up some of the blue. There's some blue here, okay. I'm doing that very carelessly and very quickly, just to show you the opportunities of the paint. Of course, you can be much more careful playing with these. And now, of course, you can continue until you are satisfied with your color palette. And you can go with the water, as I said, or you can go straight from the bottle. Maybe let's add some green to it. Right. And then the saturation of the color is just unbelievable. See what I mean? I really like the flow of them. I really love how many things I can do with these paints. And the fact that after drying, I can always give them a wash of gesso and I can continue with more layers. So instead of using white gesso, I have my impasto. And I can easily now put a delicate coat on the top to tone it down and wash it off a little bit. I hope you can see what I'm doing, because I'm trying to be in the section where there are no comments, which makes my back hurt a bit. You can layer these paints many times. Just remember to dry between the layers. You can repeat the steps until you're absolutely happy. And then in the end, if you really want to, you can even finish with waxes. Waxes are something that are always good finish because they're going to highlight exactly in the places where you want the highlights. I'm just using the white gold, oops, too much, on the top of everything. And this is how I got the result on my cover. Oops, this one is moving, I have to be careful. For example, like this. So, I hope, guys, this is answering your questions about the acrylic paints. Remember, these are super concentrated, liquid, transparent acrylic paints, which means you've got almost endless options and possibilities of using them. And while our impastels are great to cover and to create texture, these are great to give a wash of color or to repaint and see the print, which is really cool when you are working on the surfaces such as printed paper, tissue paper, book pages, something that is, something that is decorated already. Perfect for people who like art journaling, collage, and all the techniques which include gluing a lot of layers or playing with inks as well. Ah, that's me again. You could see how messy my hands are, but it is part of the fun. And how can you use mica powder for shimmer? Mica powder is great thing to, for example, mix into your spray you made out of acrylics. But the easiest way is just to mix mica powder with a tiny bit of soft gel. And this way you've got easy to apply liquid glaze, which is permanent after drying. So try this. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, we will try to keep this visible for quite a while. So send your friends to that video if they have questions about liquid acrylics, tissue paper, or they would like to see new mechanicals, which are absolutely gorgeous. I should not say that because this is my own design, but I'm a little bit excited myself to play with them, let me say that. How long will it take to clean your hands? That's a good question. Probably they will be clean tomorrow, I think. I usually use some hand scrub and, unfortunately, doing house chores like washing dishes or cleaning the floor or even washing your head, with your hair, with the shampoo helps. So, thank you so much for joining. It's so great to see you all. And I'm always so happy to see your faces. I feel blessed that I'm able to work with people like you. So please share the information. Help me spread the word about the new product so people will be able to see this video so they don't have to come to me and ask too many times because I'm not always able to be here and answer. And please remember to check my website, which is finnabair.com. My design team members are literally getting these products now. Some of them, they've got them in their hands already, and you can see how you can use all of the new release products. So liquid acrylics, I know there are some design team members who are super excited as well. So I'm sure you will see a lot of great projects, and I'm going to use these products in the classes I am going to teach this year as well. I'm going to include them in the new classes, but also implement them into some of the older ones, so you will be able to try them if you're joining one of my live classes. And let me just work a little bit more on the samples and I'll be ready. I have 3 classes ready and I need to do it. 1 or 2 more. Thank you so much, guys, and it was great to see you all. Sending love and time to finish.